now recording.
Yeah.
Now recording.
Craig always
Hello,
sounds
everyone.
like he's just done with their
You reckon?
Oh god, I'm back.
The audience doesn't know what Craig is. Craig is our record bot, but it has an automated voice for announcing when it's starting recording.
Yeah,
That's about it.
we talk about Craig a lot in the anime corner.
Yeah, actually.
yeah, we do. Talk about
For that one time.
his soulless dead eyes and everything come up often.
Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Doing good.
Not so
We're
bad.
here like an hour early on a Sunday. Wild.
No, it's weird. Let me ask you guys, because I'm going to keep the preamble pretty short here. By the way, this episode of the Game Club Pod contains spoilers for Later Alligator. Guys,
Everybody okay?
all good?
Yeah.
It just
All right.
froze for a second there.
Okay, it froze for me too.
Yep, and me. Okay, I'm going to go through that again. So, this.
What is happening?
It seems to be whenever I ask the question, it freezes.
You gotta leave this in now, right?
Maybe. I don't know how I'm going to explain.
Let's
need
drop
to,
out.
like-
Let's drop out and read.
Everyone drop out.
Okay.
Bye, Craig.
Bye, Craig.
Anything.
That's what I was
Nothing out of the
about.
ordinary.
That's what I was about to check.
Ugh, right, cool. Tech issues aside, when was the last time you guys played Later Alligator?
Let me open Steam and I'll tell you shortly.
Mine was about 2 months ago.
Mine was about 7 hours ago.
So Alex is very fresh on the memory here.
Mm-hmm.
Slade, what about you?
I'm waiting on Steam to open real quick, and I will tell you shortly.
Blech.
Is Steam also going to have a disconnection issue?
Yeah.
Later,
Just in case
alligator.
I need to do it again, this episode of the Game Club Pod contains spoilers for Game Club Pod. No, for Later Alligator.
How many goals did you have at that?
I had 3 successful goes, and the one time I'm trying to do it for safety, I f*** it up.
Also, August 20th.
August 20th, so just under a month ago at the time of recording. Right, well, to go straight into the episode then. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Game Club Pod. This is Tim at Wembembo and everything. I'm joined by my usual co-hosts. Let's go to Slade first.
Oh, hi, Tim. We haven't been on an episode together in a while.
I know, it's been weird.
Look at that. You can find me at the 2 other shows here or at Slade Plays Games on everything except Instagram. Slade's Life.
Wow. So it's like a branded intro at this point.
It
Alex.
kind of is.
Hello, Slade. We were on an episode not long ago. You can find me in a restaurant somewhere cooking. And also shrimp in space.
Shrimp in space. All right, well, before we get into the episode, as always, we're going to have a bit of a question to get the creative juices flowing. Guys, what's your favorite lizard?
Ooh, I actually had a pet lizard at one time when I was younger.
What kind?
I had a leopard gecko as a pet. They have no teeth, which is interesting. So, like, they eat crickets and mealworms. But you could feed it, like the mealworms, you could hold on to it, and it didn't matter if it bit you or not because, it's got no teeth. So it was just like a little mush.
Little nubbin.
Yeah. But it's interesting. Even for a lizard, it liked affection. It wanted you to scratch its back, which I always thought was funny. So if you were kind of like using your finger to scratch it, it would like arch up to make you get like the right spot.
I'm gonna extend this question to reptiles because I do have something in particular in mind. Alex, what's your favorite reptile? Go.
Well, assuming that dragons aren't real, which we all know they are, probably a chameleon. I like the fact it can just disappear. And you'll never see it again.
Amelia.
It's also a great song.
You come and go.
I am a big fan.
Go.
I'm a big fan of the Arabian sand boa. If you guys have seen it.
Is that the one that like just sprints across the desert?
No, I've just put it in the chat. It's the doofiest looking thing. It looks like a child drew it.
Which chat? Oh, recording chat.
If you go to the recording chat with the speech bubble.
Okay.
It looks like a thumb with googly eyes.
It's an Arabian sand boa.
Why does it look like he gets bullied?
So the whole thing is apparently is that so it can sit flat, like and bury itself partially in the sand while having its eyes poke out. But as a result, it looks really stupid.
I'm just scrolling up through the chat here. What the f have you been posting? Like there's Studio Ghibli stuff, but a little further up, thumb shoes.
Yeah.
That was from a recording a while ago. That
was a recording you like set 3 months ago now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I said this before on Two Blokes from Blight. When people reference the podcast at me, I don't remember what I've said. I'm not going to remember what I said last week, let alone 3 months ago.
Yep.
It's the sieve brain of a podcaster.
Yeah. Well, it's like Dan sent me a message, and he was like, "Oh, I love the Call of Duty chat in this episode of Driveway Beers," and I'm like, "What did we say about Call of Duty? What did I?"
No idea what you're talking about.
So I just said, "Oh, thank you very much."
So, like, the thing is, though, we have to sit and edit these things as well. So we're getting the conversation twice, and it still doesn't stick.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, on to Later Alligator. So Later Alligator is a 2019 point-and-click adventure game developed by American studio Pillow Fight in collaboration with SmallBü Animation. They are a husband and wife animation team who have a really cute series on YouTube. Very well done. The game tasks players with exploring Alligator City and completing various mini-games to solve a mystery. Launched on September 18th, 2019. Came out for Switch, Microsoft Windows, Steam, Linux, Mac OS, classic Mac OS for some reason. And it is described as a adventure game / indie game. I'm going to go to immediate thoughts with Alex.
I was ready to not like this game. I'm not a big fan of point-and-click adventure types of stuff, so I was going in it very negative and then was very, very quickly turned around. This was a fun little game. It was thoroughly enjoyable. I do have to say that SmallBü's splash screen at the start with the little ghost might be the cutest thing I've ever seen.
If you haven't checked out SmallBü on YouTube, their channel's incredible. It's just like really, they've got one where it's like a series of animations, but it's done as like the diary of their dog. It's really cool.
I've just come across that.
There you go. Does that kind of wrap up your immediate thoughts? Like fun little package deal thing.
Yeah, one that I was ready to not like, especially with it being a Tim game. I was expecting something awful, but no, I was pleasantly surprised.
All right, good. Let's go to Slade.
This is exactly what I expect from a Tim game when he picks one.
What do you mean?
It's got you written all over it. I remember installing it and looking at the page, and I was in the voice chat. And I asked Joey, I was like, "Who the fuck picked Later Alligator?" He goes, "Oh, Tim did." And I was like, "Well, that makes sense." But it's like a more interactive version of the Yogg, which makes it a little better. It's cute and displayed nicely, but it just gets boring and a little tedious at times.
Okay, all right. Well, for my immediate thoughts, I really like this thing. I don't generally get on with point-and-click games. What are you doing, Alex?
I was pretending to be shocked.
Oh, okay. No, I really like this thing. I don't normally get on with point-and-click adventure games, but I think the writing and the art direction for this really drew me in. There were points that were like laugh out loud funny. There's one very early on where you're dealing with like, I don't remember the name of the NPC because it's been like a couple of months since I played this, but there's an NPC out the front of the first building you go into, because we'll go into the framing device of the story in a moment, but you're talking to this one alligator and he wants to do that card shuffling con trick thing where it's find the red card, and he doesn't shuffle the cards at all. He's just like kind of holding them and picking them back up and down. You can point to the red card and he'll just like throw it away and be like, nah. You point to it again, he'll just pick up and eat it. It's like, nah, you lose. Bye, and he'll just run away.
That's the one NPC that I can tell you the name of.
Go on.
That is Slick Mickey.
Slick Mickey's a standout favorite for me.
Yeah,
like that. When I first saw that character, because you meet him like maybe 5-10 minutes into the game, and I as soon as I saw him, I was like, no, I'm gonna like this. This is good. And as you guys know, I have a massive appreciation for 2D animation, especially hand-drawn stuff. And this is gorgeous. It's unique. It's good. It's good. It's unfortunately held back by the fact that it is a point-and-click game, but I'm willing to put that down to personal bias as opposed to mechanical or developer fault. Good?
Yep, good.
Yep.
Right. So, to quickly run through the story, Later Alligator tells the story of Pat the alligator, a mostly harmless and probably innocent reptile at the center of a conspiracy that could bring down the biggest, scariest family in Alligator City, his own. And then the Steam description says, explore the city, meet the family, and try to save Pat before the clock runs out. Pat has hired you as a crocodile investigator or an alligator investigator.
Get it? Investigator?
He's an investigator. There you go.
Get it? Do you get it? Investigator? Tim, do you get it? Okay.
I do get it. Thank you. So he's hired you because he's convinced that his family are either going to kill him or be taken down or something. He's very paranoid and very cowardly. All it turns out is happening, depending on what ending you get, because there are 3 endings to this game. All that's happening is they are planning his birthday party. And it's very obvious to you as the player. It's very obvious to everyone that's happening around him. The only person who doesn't really seem to get it is Pat the alligator. And you can try explaining it to him, and like as a detective, hey, they're trying to do something nice here. Just let them do their thing. And he'll just be like, no, they're trying to kill me. I'm going to die or go to prison for this. And it's great. It's someone who's I guess naive and paranoid to a lot of social cues that are happening around him.
Yep.
Well, I think the sort of theme that they're trying to put through to it, I think, is that he's part of like this mob family.
Yes.
And he's quote unquote spilled the family secret and is now convinced that this meeting at 8:00 in the evening on the day of his birthday is not a birthday party. He's getting rubbed out, as he said.
He's being dealt with. And so as a result, you're running around the city. You know what's going on, as I say, but you're trying to almost give evidence to Pat, the alligator, to be like, hey, they're just planning your birthday. Fucking relax. And you have to run around the city doing favors for other alligators. And the thing that I really liked about this, when it comes to point-and-click games, things like Secrets of Monkey Island, I want to say, what's that one that Valve did a collaboration with? Max and something, the dog detective with the rabbit guy.
No idea.
Valve did a collab with them on Pokemon. Sure, Max Payne. So the game won't let you progress until you find the magical MacGuffin that is vital to the story, but it could be tucked away somewhere in a drawer. This game is really not afraid to let you miss things or to screw up minigames. Because if you screw up in a minigame, the crocodile, or the alligator rather, that you're talking to is not going to turn up at the birthday party later. They're not going to give you the information that you're looking for. They're not going to help you. And what I really appreciate is that this game is not afraid to allow the player to miss things.
Right.
Yeah. It made each experience with the game more. I don't know. I'd say more, it made each experience. I only played through it once, but it made it feel like the experience was really unique to me. I was getting my own story because there were some alligators that were more like locked off than others. It was just interesting.
It's a series of mini games where no matter how bad you are at all the mini games, you can't fail the overall game.
Yeah,
one way or another, you'll get into the ending.
Well, one of the endings, yeah. There's 3 endings. I'll be honest. I'll be honest. The 3 endings is news to me.
Is it 3 endings if it all ends with this birthday party, or is it just the amount of people at the birthday party? How do you make that? Doesn't make sense to me.
I think it's it's more to do with like the way that you get to the ending more than anything. There's essentially 3 arcs you could follow if you like.
So more like 3 paths.
I guess. I mean, like I say, but like doing my research the vast amount of research I did for a long period of time before this episode, really showed me that there was 3 endings, and I definitely didn't write this up 10 minutes before doing the episode.
I imagine one of the endings is probably if you don't get anyone to the birthday party, there'll be something different.
Yeah. And there might be almost like if you get everyone to the birthday party.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have any standout characters that you liked?
No.
Not one?
Not really. I'll tell you there. Do you want to go and just get to the thoughts of the game? Because I want to know if y'all figured something out. Because you ever have somebody tell you how they're related to other people and your brain just kind of checks out?
Yeah.
Which is what mine does. Like if it's past immediate family, I'm just not going to remember who it is or what they are. The lady who wanted you to fill out the family tree.
Oh yeah.
I didn't bother with the family tree.
So like I'm like the youngest on my dad's side, like of the grandkids. There's a bunch of great grandkids. I don't know their names. I have no idea. I see them at Christmas, and that's about it. I just say, "Hey, you," and point. And
boy,
like, yeah,
dickhead.
Yeah, basically. Like I don't even know their names. So, and you expect me to know all these? There's a billion characters in this game.
There's a lot of characters.
There's a lot of people.
But
I will say, I have a standout mini game though.
Go on.
And it's just as rigged in this game as it is in real life, which I think there's something to that. And it's the claw machine in the arcade.
God, don't get me started on the claw machine.
It is just as rigged against you as it is in real life. And I don't know how you get that physics to work like that, but good job on you.
I failed that mini game 4 times.
I never got past it. I failed it.
That leads me to wonder if there's an ending then where everyone is at the birthday party. But
must be.
There must be. But there's a lot of like each mini game you do with each of the alligators across the city is unique. It's relevant to what's happening kind of immediately in their life, which is fun. It feels like you're almost getting to know the characters a bit through the mini game that they've put you on. And just to go onto the family tree, because I'll be honest, I forgot about the family tree. But it's not plot relevant. I think it's just more to be like, hey, these are how these people are connected. Mm-hmm. I think it's more of just like a nice to know sort of thing, because every alligator in the city is connected.
She says when the mother offers you that quiz, she's like, oh that challenge, or she's like, oh, there might be something good at the end. I don't know what it is, but
yeah, there
must be some.
The other standout one I'd like to say, and it's just, I think like just about everybody can relate to it. It's in the park, because there are different places like other than just downtown. There's like 4 or 5 different places you can go to that are unique. And then they have like little sub areas inside of that. But one is the alligator dad with the barbecue grill that has way too many gadgets, and he has no idea how any of them work. And I've never felt so related and so frustrated as I do normally.
Well, I think that's the thing. Like each of the characters is very much a caricature of someone you probably know.
Yeah,
and that's also part of the fun. It feels very grounded in the character writing in this game.
Like the other thing as well is all of the minigame, or all of the minigames I experienced, it's games that we all know. It's picture shuffling, it's pinball, it's claw machines.
Yeah.
There's nothing where they've gone, we're going to try and make this really, really unique and different minigame for you to not understand what you're doing. It's all stuff that is immediately, that's pinball, that's this, that's that, and you know what you're doing.
I think the thing that really makes this game for me, though, and I mentioned it before, was the writing. Like I say, there were points that I thought were laugh out loud funny, and the presentation on this game is immaculate.
Yeah,
it's wonderful, handcrafted 2D animation done by 2 people who have been working together, presumably since before they got married. And it's done in like this whole animated on like it's animated like 12 frames per second each of the characters. So it's like really jonky and cartoony, and it's just really charming.
It's very sort of almost like a tidier Doodle Jump kind of style, if you remember that old
game. Kind of like
obviously tidier and a bit more upscale, but it's that kind of hand-drawn, cartoony, really simple, but really effective.
And each of the characters is very jagged. Like, obviously, they're an alligator. Naturally, they're quite an intimidating thing. But despite the character designs being, for the most part, quite cutesy, the jagged edges kind of give it that, it's still a mob boss. They're still supposed to be scary, if you squint at it right, because it's a silly cartoon game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tim.
Hello.
I just wanted to go and look at the animators, so SmallBü Studios, as they're known, who are obviously a husband and wife duo. Do you know what their most recent animating adventure was?
No, at the time of recording, we should say.
Yeah, so as of 2024, Smiling Friends.
They worked on Smiling Friends.
They've done a couple of episodes for Smiling Friends. They've also done Adventure Time, Fiona and Cake.
Yep, I knew they worked on Adventure Time.
I'm just trying to see. There's nothing else I recognise on there.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
yep,
that's really cool.
Really cool. Right, I don't know. I know it's going to be a very, very short episode, but don't worry, we have post-amble.
Tim, don't worry, I came prepared for this.
Oh yeah, what you got?
Yeah. So I have 10 fun facts about alligators if you need it.
But do you want to save this for the post or?
If we need to extend our running time, I have 10 fun facts from Chat GPT.
Let's save that for the post because we do have a quiz that's related to alligators as well.
I've also got one good alligator bites recipe as well if we need to know how to do something else with it.
That might be a bonus thing if people want because well, we'll see. Let's go to scores, thoughts, recommendations, etc.
Really
it's a very short episode, but it's a really short game. It's like the 4
game,
hours?
No, the game's like 2 hours at most. You can get through it, and then it's also 10 gigs to be that long or that short, rather.
I think that's
sorry.
After you.
Before we go to the scores, I just want to point out one issue that I have with the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's £13 on Steam.
I know it's pricey for a short game.
For what it is.
However, I'm willing to give it a pass because I know, like, and as someone who has tried their hand-drawn 2D animation, how much work goes into like the simplistic designs. As simplistic as they are, there's still a lot of work and detail that's gone into every single thing they've done here.
I just thought it was something worth pointing out because normally, if I was going to be playing a 2-hour game, I'd expect it to be maybe a £5.
Yeah.
But when I saw the actual Steam price on it, I was thinking, oh, thank God I've got Tim's library.
Yep. Great. All right, well, let's get into scores. I can see Slade's put his in already, so I guess we'll start there.
Sure. It's a 5, and I don't mean that in a mean way. It just doesn't bring enough to the table, but it's not really offensive. It's a bit, like I said, boring at times. It's a middle of the road. I don't mean that in a bad way or anything. It's just not something I would recommend or want to play again, but I did.
Would you recommend it to someone who is looking for like a short experience?
Oof. This for a short experience? Go play Still Wakes the Deep. And that's on Game Pass, so you don't have to pay for it.
That's true. All right, nice. Alex?
It's a short game. The gameplay loop is... it's fine. It's nothing groundbreaking. It's nothing intense. I do sort of think this could work as a mobile game better than a Steam game, but that's just me. But the art style is incredible. The character writing is fantastic. And one thing we didn't mention was the music.
Music good.
Thoroughly enjoyed that music. It's all sort of
I don't remember the music.
a lot of jazz and swing, and it's really fun to listen to.
Whole thing set in like a skewed 1950s New York kind of thing, and it's very much music of that time.
Yeah, definitely. But yes, like I said, the gameplay loop's a bit not there, and the price point is a bit off-putting. But all in all, I'm gonna give it a 6 because I enjoyed the time. I enjoyed the time I played in it, and it wasn't offensively boring.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a 7. I'm assuming you're recommending it, Alex.
Yes, if you can get it on sale.
That's fair. Yeah, absolutely. Get it on sale. Maybe not at full price. Sorry, SmallBü. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 7. Just kind of echo what Alex has said. Gameplay loop is fine. But that's not what you're there for. For me, it's the character interaction.
That price point is something because if you think about a game like, and we talk about it a lot, Undertale's $10.
Right, but
and
the
think
amount
about
of animation that goes into this.
Yeah, I know, but like you're getting double or quadruple or more of the story, you're more characters. I don't know. That price is too high.
I agree, it's too high.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it's like at that point you're comparing apples to oranges, in my opinion.
I'll catch flack for this opinion, but I think the writing in Later Alligator was leagues and bounds above Undertale. But I have a
you're gonna catch flack.
I have a disproportional dislike for Undertale, and I don't know where it's come from. I just really don't like Undertale.
We have to kick Alex out of the Game Club pod now.
And of course, I'm recommending it for anyone looking for a small experience. And take this from someone who doesn't enjoy point and click games. This was fine. It was, and I'm sure people who enjoy point and click games will probably have a lot better of a time with it than I did. Also, it runs very well on the Steam Deck. Like
I was gonna ask.
It feels like it's built for it.
Nice. So that gives it a 6 out of 10 with 2 recommendations and 1 middling recommendation.
Okay, nice. Well, I think that brings us on to the next episode. This is a fun one. It's a guest one. We haven't done a guest thing in a while on Mainline.
We haven't.
So join us next time where we're going to be getting Josh, forget about it, Scar, on for a big old session of Dragon Age Origins.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tune in 2 weeks' time for that, but also you can join us in the post-amble for a quiz about alligators. See you in the post-amble, everyone.
Goodbye. Later, alligators.
Later, alligator.
In a while, crocodiles.
All right. So, who wants to keep score?
Go on, then.
I got a pen.
Also, welcome to the post-amble.
I got my pen, Tim.
All right. Actually, Alex, do you have something you can write this down with as well? Because I'll just go through the questions and then I'll go through the answers after.
As in to write down my answers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just need to write my answers down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he's wandered off.
Goodbye, Alex.
There's
a keyboard in front of you.
Yeah, but I don't want to make clicky clacks.
Clickety clack.
Yeah, I'm not fanatic.
I'm gonna give you bizarre editing directions to go with again.
Yeah, if you can play the audio in reverse, but make it 3 octaves higher, but 7 octaves down at the middle. Right, I'm ready for my quiz. I'm ready for the questionnaire.
Quiz about alligators.
Okay.
Which of the following are 2 species of alligators? This is all from ChatGPT, mind. American and Nile alligator, Chinese and American alligator, Australian and Chinese alligator, or African and European alligator? Okay.
I'm not writing all of it down. I'm just going to put like...
No, just A, B, C, D is fine.
Yeah. Yep.
Question 2. Where can American alligators... that spoils part of the question of the previous one. Where can American alligators be primarily found? The Amazon rainforest, southeastern United States, the African savannas, or the Australian outback?
Gee,
That's a very easy question.
I wonder where.
Question 3. What do alligators primarily eat? Fruits and vegetables, insects only, fish, birds, and mammals, or grass?
Small dogs if left too close to the shore, if we're honest.
Looking at you, Florida. Okay, next one. How do alligators regulate their body temperature? They sweat through their skin, they bask in the sun and move to the shade, hibernating during the winter, or by producing internal heat? Cool. Next one. What unique feature allows alligators to close their nostrils underwater? Do they have special muscles, a flexible cartilage, a bony flap, or a waterproof membrane?
Something about the phrase bony flap.
That's what they call me. How long can an American alligator typically live in the wild? 10 to 20 years, 20 to 30 years, 30 to 50 years, or 50 to 70 years? Great. What's the average length of an adult American alligator? 3 to 4 feet, 5 to 7 feet, 8 to 12, or 13 to 15 feet? Nice. What is the difference between alligators and crocodiles? Is it that alligators have narrower snouts? Alligators have more visible teeth when their mouths are closed? Alligators are found worldwide, whereas crocodiles are not. And alligators have a U-shaped snout, whereas crocodiles have a V-shaped snout.
It depends. One we'll see in a little while, and one we'll see later.
We've done this joke already, Slade. How do mother alligators care for their young after they hatch? Do they leave them to fend for themselves immediately? Do they carry their young in their mouths to water and protect them for some time? Do they feed them until they're a year old, or do they teach them to hunt immediately?
You ever seen a baby alligator?
Yeah, they're not cool.
I'm gonna have to Google it.
They're like maybe the length of your arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're real small.
Last one. What's the primary purpose of an alligator's bellowing roar? Is it to scare away predators, to attract a mate, to signal to their young, or to claim territory?
All right.
Good. Yep. Got your answers?
Yep.
Great. Question 1. The 2 species of alligators were Chinese and American. That's answer B.
Nice.
Good. Yep. Where can American alligators be primarily found? In southeastern United States. Pretty obvious. It's not going to be the Australian outback like suggested.
Which letter was that? Because I did
B.
letters.
Damn it. What do you mean, damn it, for that one?
What do you mean, damn it? What did you put?
I only kind of half listened to the question.
Right, okay. I'm going to give you a clue, Alex. None of the other locations were in America.
Well, the Amazon's in South America.
That's not what he means.
Okay, next one. What do alligators primarily eat? It was C, fish, birds, and mammals. Next one was how do alligators regulate their body temperature? B, by basking in the sun and then moving to the shade. Then what's the most unique feature? So what unique feature allows alligators to close their nostrils underwater? They have special muscles. There is no bony flap. That's answer A.
The answer was A?
On the last one?
For question number 5?
A.
Okay. Got that wrong.
How long can an American alligator typically live in the wild? It's C, 30 to 50 years.
Damn it.
They old.
Yeah.
7. What's the average length of an adult male American alligator? It is 8 to 12 feet.
Which letter answer was that, Tim?
C.
Okay.
Damn it.
What's the difference between alligators and crocodiles? Alligators have a U-shaped snout, whereas crocodiles have a V-shaped snout. That's answer D.
Right.
I'm back in it, boys.
9. How do mother alligators care for the young after they hatch? The answer was B. They carry their young in their mouths to the water and protect them for some time. And 10. What is the primary purpose of an alligator's bellowing roar? It's B, to attract a mate.
Mother of God.
So,
all right. How did everyone do?
I got a 50.
50? How do you mean you got a 50? There were 10 questions.
Yeah, 50%, dickhead.
Oh.
That would be half, wouldn't it?
Would be, yeah.
I got a 40%.
Yeah.
Right, Slade wins. Put in the jingle. There it is. I don't know if I have the jingle. Slade wins. Yes,
that is the Pornhub theme.
There you go.
That's funny.
All right. Have you guys seen that TikTok account of that guy who's in the Florida Everglades and he's just wandering barefoot?
Yes.
So Slade knows what I'm talking about. Alex, I don't know if you've seen this guy. He wanders around the Everglades and barefoot, looking for a particular snake. And all
Burmese
the while,
python.
It's a Burmese python. Thank you. So he's fucking around with crocodiles, being like, "Oh, look at this swamp puppy. I'm gonna get near him and kick war at him." And then he'll walk over to a lizard and just pick it up and go yoink and take a lizard.
You've sent me one of his videos before.
Oh, I love him.
It's the same
where he just
he'll see snakes and he was like, "Oh, look at this! Look at this little corn snake! Yoink,
yoink." We love him.
It is the most certain level of metal.
Florida's a wonderful place at times. Good. All right. Should we end the episode there?
Yeah, we could do that.
All right, great. Well, See you guys in 2 weeks' time for Dragon Age Origins with Josh. Forget about it, Scar. Talking Smack fame. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye, friends.
Bye.